Welcome AP Economics students. First and foremost, I would like to say I've started looking at some of your marking period 4 checkpoint projects. Many of you did a really fantastic job. I really enjoyed kind of doing something different, a reflective assignment. So that was really awesome. If you haven't gotten a chance to submit that, please make sure that you do. That is going to be a pivotal grade for your marking period 4 grade. If you take a look at the screen in front of you, this is the schedule for the remainder of the year. We're going to focus on a current event that obviously an economic aspect of a current event. We're going to be taking a look at COVID-19, this global pandemic, and what impact that this will have on the economy. I would like to first also say thank you, a special shout out thank you to my brother-in-law, John. He exclusively knows a lot of information, especially about bonds, but he works in the financial industry, and he was able to really locate some primary articles just for us to start off with and to look at a broad spectrum, a lot of different perspectives on this issue when it comes to economics, when it comes to what will the impact be. So thank you, John, for helping us out. That's a really great springboard for us to start our conversation. So taking a look at this Google document, here is your expectations each day. Of course, it's A-day, B-day schedule, depending if you're block 2 or if you're block 7. If you're block 2, you're seeing this on the 29th. If you're block 7, you're seeing this on June 1st. These are 3 videos that you need to watch. The first video you're watching already. It's this introduction video. It's just me going over the instructions, explaining what you need to do. The second video is an introduction video. It is from the Harvard Business Review. It takes a look at the economic impact. Again, this is just an overview. It's like 6 minutes long. It's an introduction. It's to get your brain thinking about, okay, what are some of those economic concepts that we talked about in class that we could possibly start to apply to some of these, little perspectives, to these ideas, to these effects. There is also a video, it's a short video by The Economist, again, kind of waking up some of those, especially macroeconomic concepts that we talked about. Just an overview, thinking about that. Your job on the 29th and on the 1st, on this day 1, is just to watch these 3 videos, just to kind of get your brain ready. Then each day after that, there is a topic. So day 2 is, what is the bond market looking like? Day 3, taking a look at monetary policy goals. What were some of the Federal Reserve's maybe original goals? How could those things have been derailed? The next day, thinking about home prices. How is this going to impact U.S. home prices? How is this going to impact, the wealth of an American, considering, the home is most Americans' biggest purchase in their life. So how is that going to impact? And then this idea that's very interesting. We talk about interest rates a lot, this idea of negative interest rates and what impact that will have on our economy. So there's those topics. And then we are going to have kind of a, summative assessment day. And then the last day of class is just a class reflection. It's a Google form. It's really feedback for me and the extra credit. So those are the dates. Those are the calendars. Now let's take a look at the, just a little bit more into the assignment. So first and foremost, day 2, you're going to be taking a look at this article. This is kind of, hey, what's the impact on the bond market? And then you're going to be accessing the discussion board. The discussion board can be found on Google Classroom. It is going to be in the classwork part of Google Classroom. And here are the expectations. So let's take a look at the expectations of this. So if we scroll down to the bottom of the second page here, the discussion board expectations, there's 2 things that you need to do. Thing number 1, you need to have an initial post. So after reading the article, which is kind of a primary article, it's a launching point, it's a starting point, consider the question in the discussion board and post an initial post, maybe 3 to 4 sentences, detailing a significant new point, not something that somebody's already said, something regarding the reading, a new point that can address the question. We encourage you to bring in outside sources. I'd like to see relevant economic concepts from class. And again, we're looking at about 3 to 4 sentences here. If you're bringing something outside, an outside article, please cite that using Modern Language Association format. It is going to be graded holistically, 1 to 5 points. So everyone's going to have kind of a big boy, big girl paragraph for that initial post. And then after that, you are going to get graded on your response post. So, people are going to post, and then if you're block 2, you can respond to a block 7 person. If you're block 7, you can respond to a block 2. It doesn't matter who you respond to, but you need to respond to one person and further to the discussion. Okay, don't just say I agree with you. Explain, kind of furthering that discussion point. Again, feel free to bring in outside resources. Feel free to talk about relevant economic concepts. We're taking a look at, and this will be graded 1 to 5 points. So for each new article, for each topic, there's going to be a discussion board. There's going to be a total of 4 discussion boards, one here, one here, one here, one here, 4 different discussion boards, 10 points apiece. So these are the same value as those review quizzes. So kind of a formative assessment, if you will. Again, they're graded holistically. Taking a look at that. And again, I will allow kind of like an extra day for those response posts, but the initial posts, we do have that firm deadline. So make sure that you post those. I have to be honest with you, if you talk to anybody that's recently gone to undergraduate or, going for their graduate degree, a lot of this discussion board stuff, and I imagine even a lot more, considering the global pandemic, is a huge part of higher education. So think about that discussion board etiquette, some of those resources that I've posted on Google Classroom. Think about those things because that's really a reality with a lot of online learning. So we're looking at these topics. Then for block 2, June 12th, for block 7, June 15th, we are having Google Live Meet session where you're going to show up and participate in a discussion, and you are graded on that discussion. Now, a couple of things. For the live online session, let's say that you're a block 2 kid, but block 7's schedule works better for you. Feel free to come to block 7. Let's say that you're a block 7, but you want to come to block 2's. Feel free to go to block 2. That doesn't matter at all. Let's say that you cannot make either live Google Meet. And this is kind of the assessment grade. This is that sort of final test grade for the unit. Let's say you cannot make either of those. We do have an alternate assignment, and that is a 1 to 2 page paper. So if you can't make the Google Meet, you do have that alternate assignment. Okay, so here is how you're going to be graded. Okay, if you attend the live Google Meet and you offer 3 new points that are thought-provoking, they add to the discussion, you participate in that, you incorporate textual evidence from an article that was provided through this lesson, through these lessons, or maybe something outside a scholarly article, or possibly some relevant economic concepts from the AP Economics class. If you have 3 points during the Google Live Meet session, I will be sitting here with my grade book. You are getting anywhere from a 45 to a 50 out of 50 points. So this last thing is worth 50 points. If you make 2 points, that's going to be worth anywhere from 36 to 44 points. If you make 1 point, 26 to 35. If you attend the Google Live Meet session and you kind of just sit there and look pretty, we're going to give you 25 out of 50 just for showing up. So this is, most people I would assume are going to do the live Google Meet session, and that's 50 points. If you can't make the Google Live Meet session, you can type up a paper, a 1 to 2 page paper, and take a look at an aspect of something that we talked about regarding COVID-19, regarding the economic impact. You're going to have a comprehensive thesis statement and some supporting information. You are required to have 3 sources in the paper, use modern language association format in your discussion, and that's what we're looking for. So no matter what, you can get a grade doing one of those 2 things. So that is what we are looking for as your final kind of, you know, project, your final assessment, if you will. And that is going to occur on June 12th or June 15th. If you are doing the paper, it is going to be due the night of June 15th. Okay? Then the last thing, the last class, there's going to be a little Google form where, kind of reflecting on the class as a whole, you get points for participating in that and completing that form. And there's going to be an extra credit assignment for marking period 4. The final date to submit that is June 17th. So if you have, that's going to be posted on Google Classroom. It'll be a separate thing. If you're interested in extra credit, it will be there. And then that's it. Then have a wonderful summer. That's the last class, is June 17th. So if you have any questions or concerns about how we're ending the year, these are the last kinds of things that we're taking a look at. And, my office hours, I'm always available 12 to 1, but really you can text me on Google Hangouts at any time. Just let me know anything that you need. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Stay safe.